Hello, my friends, Jill here, and today is Wednesday, and today is our weekly Q&A session, answering your questions about health, fitness, weight loss, hormones, and all the things. We're also going to discuss what's holding you back from getting the results that you want in your health and fitness, and hopefully this will be a good opportunity for you to hear from me, for you to start getting answers, for you to get comfortable, and perhaps book a time with me that you and I can chat about your specific goals. I've included the link here so that you can book a time on my calendar that we can get you started, because there's nothing like sitting in your misery and not knowing what to do, where to go, how to get out of it. And I'm somebody who loves to give a direct plan to get you going, to hold you accountable, and to celebrate your successes as you go. So I was going to take a look actually at any questions that might have come in. I had a couple questions come up today, but let's see, no more I don't think in the group here. Earlier, I do have a bunch of questions that I'm going to be answering for many of you. And so when you come into this group, you answer questions for me on what's holding you back from achieving success, what your goals are, and if you have a question that you would want to ask me if you had the opportunity, what would that be? And so this is where I'm going to answer those questions. A couple of announcements. I also want to make sure that you have signed up for tonight's weight loss webinar. Don't do these often, but every once in a while I realize, what are the things that I keep hearing that are holding you ladies back, that maybe you're doing the opposite of what you should be doing, but you think you're doing the right things. And so they are this is called Conquering Weight Loss, and it's the 5 pitfalls that I've seen most recently that women are struggling with, that we need to really educate you on so that you can move past and start seeing some great results. So we're doing a live webinar tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's Wednesday, October 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. I included the link to register for that. And if you can't make it on live, then I'll be sending the replay out to anybody who does register with the link, and you'll get that email. And if you are live, then you'll have the opportunity to win a free month of working with me, which is a massive value, and that'll be awesome. We also have sign up incentives for those who want to sign up to work with me for the month of November. The first 5 are going to get an exclusive Nutrition for Life training call, just you and me, private call. And so that's a massive value as well. And so let's get into it. So I'm going to take a look at several ladies, probably about 10 ladies, and we're just going to talk through what's going on with you. I won't use last names, but you might know who you are based on what you've asked recently in the group. So we've got Brenda here, and when I asked her what's holding her back from achieving success in her fitness and nutrition, she said she's going to the gym. Oh wait, yeah, this is the right one. She's going to the gym and she runs 4 to 5 times a week, but it's not helping. What she's looking to do is lose belly fat. And she wants to know how to eat after menopause. She said salads aren't working anymore. So there seems to be some kind of disconnect, right? And that stinks. I'm working out, I'm eating salads, and I can't seem to lose this belly fat. But it sounds like what Brenda's living is a healthy life. And what I've told some of my clients recently, and I should actually tell my best friend this as well, is that being healthy does not necessarily equate to weight loss or fat loss. And so we need to understand the actual, and I think I actually talk about this in my webinar tonight, we have to understand the right combination of fitness and nutrition. Because what if you told me you were running 10 miles a day, 5 days a week, and that all you ate was 2 salads a day? I would definitely go look at you and say, are you crazy? Of course you're not going to lose any weight. And of course you're going to have excess belly fat. And you may not understand why, but I do. This is my field of expertise. And so what I do is I help educate women on what they really need to be doing, and then I give them the plan, and then I help them with consistency and accountability to see it through. And so that's going to be maybe something that we need to look at together, Brenda, have a call, kind of tweak the things that are missing, or maybe you hop on my webinar and we go through that and you start to learn some things and make some changes. And so that's important. Sue says that she is struggling because she can't get her act together. And so I totally understand that. I hear that from many people. I think, I've said that in a couple calls recently, is that I think we women revert back to kind of like either rebellious teenager stage or that terrible twos stage, where we don't want to listen to anybody. We don't want to follow anything. We want to do what we want. We think we've earned it. And so we have a hard time, and we tend to rationalize ourselves out of doing our healthy habits consistently. And so we really need to learn the way of how to do this enjoyably at this age, at this stage in life. Each stage in life is different. Maybe when you were super busy working, and as a new mom, maybe you didn't have time to eat, and you're so high strung that you're burning calories like a maniac. This may be just a different period of life, and it may be a little more difficult, especially since we have begun shedding all of the hormones that in the past have protected us against weight gain, right? So when our estrogen and our progesterone start to drop, it's kind of like we're losing our coat of armor that used to help us. And now we need to really know what we do with our naked body, without the protection, and how do we need to change that. This was Sue. Sue says, how do I fix my stomach? And so the answer to that as well, what does that mean to you, Sue, is do we want to flatten it? Because that could be, there's foods and drink and salt that might be bloating you. So if it's flattening your belly, it's learning what foods are going to release belly bloat. Great thing for that is my 5-day Kickstart Cleanse or my gut protocol portion control program. So learning the nutrition that's going to stop creating bloat. We also have more sensitivities now post 40s with certain foods that maybe you might have been able to tolerate better before and are struggling with now. If you're uncomfortable because you've got a muffin top, because you are just kind of not tight and toned in the belly area, then you have to focus on it, right? So if somebody said to me, like, I wish I had a 6-pack, and I said, well, how many days a week do you work your abs? And they said, well, I don't. And I might say, well, you're not going to get there, right? I have a 6-pack, but I work my abs every single day, and I'm constantly on repeat. And my clients too. I was just on with Pilar. She said, can you add Iron Core 360 into my next month starting on Monday? And I had Ginger say, can you add Iron Core 360? That's my core program for golfers. Ginger said, can you add that starting on November 1st? Because she does what I do, and that's every first of the month as you restart the program. And so we have to see what are we doing and not doing, and we might need to incorporate some new things, right? And so that's why, again, we have a call. The link is here for you to book a time to chat with me so we can figure out what are the right steps for you, what's the right program for you. People often ask me, how much is your program? And I'm like, I don't know you yet, so I don't know. I don't know what you need. That's like going into a spa and saying, how much does this cost? And they're like, you're here for a massage, you're here for a 3-hour massage, you're here for a facial, you want a combo, you want a day package, you just want a little cream off the shelf over there. I don't know. I could tell you it's somewhere between $17 once and $700 a month. But I don't know until we talk and figure out what you need. And if you have budgetary restrictions, then we just make it whatever you need it to be, right? Let's see. All right, let's move on to Lisa. Lisa says nothing seems to work. I'm sure there's more options that we haven't figured out yet. A lot of times when people say nothing works, they've tried a lot of the recent fads with regards to fitness, nutrition. They've done one gym or they're not doing anything at all. In honesty, eating a sleeve of Oreos every night doesn't work. That's for sure. But there are things that will work. I promise you, there are things that will work because it's like science, right? You can't do all the right things and get no results. It never happens that way. And 100%, if you're doing the right things, you are going to get results. And we may need to tweak those things and figure out what those right things are for you. But if you're doing them, and you're doing them consistently, it's pretty much impossible to not lose fat. Okay, so Lisa says, how come when I eat less, I don't lose weight? Because eating less is that's not the equation for weight loss, right? Because if we did that, we could all just starve ourselves and be super skinny. But that's not what the body wants. It's not going to feed the body, especially if you're doing workouts. And I see the next question coming from Jerry. Jerry asks, what can I do to speed up my metabolism? So certainly eating less food is going to do the exact opposite. So if Lisa says, I want to lose weight, so I eat less food, if you're eating less food, your metabolism is going to slow because your body is not going to need to process that food. And so it's going to hold on to it. It's not going to say like, ooh, let's use the calories we can. Let's eliminate the waste and shed fat if you are not getting enough food, right? And so the body wants the right amount of food that it can take nutrients, it can take energy, it can build energy, it can build muscle, it can do all the things it needs to do, and then eliminate the waste, eliminate the excess fat that you don't need, that it knows it doesn't need. If it is not sure when the next meal is going to come, it's going to store the sugars, it's going to store the fat, it's going to be fat, right? It's going to hang on. And so I say eat more food, right? You don't want a fast metabolism, Jerry. You want a flexible metabolism. You want your metabolism to be smart. You want it to process food when it needs to. You want it to hold on to food when it needs to. You want it to go around to all your muscles and fuel and build that muscle. The best way to speed your metabolism is to build more muscle, Jerry. And that's what you're doing with me right now. And I'm so proud of you. And so Jerry is one of my beta testers right now in my 10-minute tone-up program, which you can become a beta tester as well. The opportunity is open for one more week. It is 50% off to become a beta tester. And with that, you will get free access to my December holiday Shred Express challenge. There are going to be cash prizes. There's going to be a ton of accountability. There's going to be a lot of coaching on the holidays, the winter, going into the new year, getting to your goals, maintaining metabolism, all these things. And so you can get into that challenge for free if you pay 50% of the price now and become a beta tester with these ladies. The best way to speed up your metabolism is to build more muscle in your body, because muscle is going to burn and require more calories. And so you're going to burn more calories at rest. So it means you won't have to spend your entire day exercising. Your body's going to metabolize at a higher speed, and then it's going to require more food. And if you have enough food coming in, your body's going to be like, all right, use the food. All right, pass out the waste. Where's more food? And so that's how it works. So the more we need, by generating more energy, by expending more energy, the more food we need, and then the quicker and more efficient you're going to process it. You also have to make sure that you're processing the right foods, because there's foods that are easy for our body to break down, and there's foods that are harder for our body to break down. There's foods that create inflammation, and we won't feel as good. And so I hope that helps answer both of these questions from Lisa and Jerry on speeding up the metabolism and why you're not going to lose weight when you eat less, okay? We want to be able to eat plenty of good food. And when you eat the right foods, you should be eating a lot of food. Because if you think about it, if you eat a donut for breakfast, or you eat a plate of eggs and vegetables and fruit, you could eat this little bit of food, or you could eat this big plate of food. And it's going to be much more satiating, satisfying to eat the big plate of food, and your body's going to do better things with that amount of calories than with this donut, right? So that's going to come into place too. Kelly says that she is struggling with motivation. She really wants to get in shape and lose weight. And so Kelly, every Monday, I know you're new in the group, I think you just joined today. every Monday I do a Motivation Monday chat. You can scroll back. I think I might have been wearing red this week. Not sure, but you can scroll back in our group, and I also have everything organized. I'm going to make sure all the latest ones are in there. I've got a Q&A guide with all of the Q&As, and I've got a Monday motivation guide with all of the Monday motivation videos. And so those videos are going to help you with that motivation piece. What does it take to get motivated? There's so many different things that help with motivation. Having a clear plan, having a winning plan, having consistency so that you see results start to happen, being connected with your goals and your why. Why are they important to you? If somebody came to me and said, if I don't lose weight, I'm going to die, I'd say that, but I don't have motivation to start losing weight. I'd be like, that'd be motivation for me not to die. I'd start today, right? And so you have to find what ties you to your goal, to the action, and then you have to have accountability, right? Like, hey, wake up, show up today. Hey, wake up, show up again today. And every day you're saying, we're saying, all right, you got to show up again. You just got to keep showing up. And the motivation builds as your momentum builds, as you do the things, right? Kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like, let's just show up. I see my son do this. If you go back and you watch today, he walked in to my workout, and he looks like his hair's like here. He's like, hi. I'm like, hi, grab your weights, let's go. Like, get started. And, and he finds his energy midway through the workout. And so you got to build it. You got to build the momentum and the motivation. Okay. And then you're going to see your goals come together, and it gets even more exciting. And then I think too, for me personally, I talked about this on Monday in the motivation video, is having a challenge, having something new. That's why I'm constantly creating new stuff. I'm constantly running new challenges. I'm constantly running new specials. I'm running new webinars. I'm creating programs because I need to keep things new and fresh for you, because I need things to be new and fresh too. So I joined a challenge last month. That was a big push. There was a big cash prize. I lost 9 pounds because I was excited and I wanted to push and I wanted to get these new results, and I really wanted to try to win the money. This coming, well, not yet, but in 2 months, I have, this weekend, one of my college roommates, one of my best friends, she knows I love a challenge. So she said, hey, Jill, I think you would really love this challenge. It's a race across Alaska. You get to choose your distance. And I'm looking through the distances and I'm saying, oh, I could do that and I could do that. I don't know if I could do 13 miles a day to race the distance of the Iditarod, 1,150 miles from December 21st to the first day of spring, March 20th. It's like, I don't know if I could do that, but I'm going to sign up. I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to get really excited. And I probably won't have time to even weightlift during that time. So maybe I'll do my 10-minute tone-up, program. So instead of doing like a 45-minute lift, and I'll do my bike and I'll walk at my kids' soccer practices. That's exciting to me. It's new. It's a challenge, right? And so that's why you got to sign up for the things. You got to come to the webinar tonight. You got to sign up to work with me in November. Then you got to sign up for the Holiday Express Challenge in December. These are the things that are motivating and exciting. And yes, there's cash prizes in that challenge in December. So just get involved. Say yes to things, okay? Let's see. Joan, struggling with staying on track and committed. You need accountability, right? We call that a mechanism for accountability. So whether it's an app that you log into every day and it keeps track. We used to, when I used to be at the gyms, I think Orange Theory does this. Gym I used to go to, we'd have, our name on a wall for the month. And it's like every time you came in, you got to add a star or color in a section, and you are being tracked, for your accountability to a goal. And so tracking that, whether it's in an app or on a calendar, or my clients, we have their fitness mapped out on a calendar, and I can see all of the little circles and when they're empty and when they're completed. And that's accountability, having a place for my clients to check in each day. We've got a chat thread with my beta testers going where they check in daily when they finish their workout. They say which one they did. They tell a little about what they liked about it, what weights they used. And yesterday I just asked them what TV shows they're watching, So that's exciting. and it wants you to stay connected and stay on track and stay committed. But you have to have a clear plan that you know you're staying committed to. I told you Ginger and Pilar both just asked for my Iron Core 360 program. That's 20 workouts for abs and glutes. We also have Jill's Killer Abs, same thing, where if I'm programming, or we say, hey, November 1st, we're starting Jill's Killer Abs. Who's in? You know that each day you show up. On the first, you do workout number 1. On the second, you do number 2. It's a very clear plan. You show up, you do the 7 or 8 minutes for that day, and you check the box, and maybe print out the calendar, and you literally checking off the box, and you say, I did it. Here's what I do. This is something one of my clients made for me, OC, the amazing OC, who works at an elementary school as principal, made me this calendar for 2024. She even put my logo on here. And believe me, I'm filling it out every freaking day. I love this thing. It shows me what I've done. It's something to be proud of. I'm tracking whether, and it says down here, if I do abs, lifting, booty work, the bike, cardio, or other, like golf or walking, and I color this thing in. This makes me feel proud, right? This keeps me on track and committed. I don't want white space. I don't like white space, right? Okay, so Joan says too, she wants to lose weight and she wants to be healthy. And her question is, does age over 70 make it more difficult to lose weight? And there's a yes and there's a no. Because do I think weight loss will get harder for me when I'm 70? Not if I keep up what I'm doing in my 40s, So it kind of depends. What have you been doing? Have you been staying on track for as long as you have been? Are you building the body that at 70 is just going to be like your 40-year-old body or even better? Because if you've mastered what to do in your fitness, your nutrition, your lifestyle, then no, it doesn't have to be any harder when you're 70. If you haven't been doing the things, yes, it can be harder. If you're not aware of the changes that your body is going through, yes, it can be harder. If you're not doing anything to maintain your muscle mass or build muscle mass, it will be so much harder to lose weight at 70. And so these are things that are super important to me. The reason why I stress to my clients to build muscle, right? We already said it speeds up your metabolism. And as we age, we naturally lose our muscle mass. Starting as early as our 30s, we start losing 3 to 8% of our muscle mass every year. And that's also tied to our bone density. And so and then when we hit 50, it's more like, not every year, every decade, it's more like 8% that you're going to be losing over that decade. And so if you compound that, you're losing a lot of muscle mass if you're not doing anything to maintain or build. And so the 2 ways that I suggest is, number 1 is to be strength training and to be increasing your muscle mass, to be eating enough that you can increase your muscle mass, right? We can't build muscle mass at a severe calorie deficit. And so that's why we have to phase our training. We have to phase when we want to be shedding fat, building muscle, maintaining muscle. And then the other thing is that I actually just partnered with a brand new supplement company, and we'll be launching in just a couple weeks a brand new product called FIT. And FIT is a bioactive precision peptide. I know this might be new for you, something you haven't heard before, but I'm going to tell you what it is. A bioactive precision peptide is a small little protein that's found in nature. And it's not just one, it's a chain of what we call amino acids, of these tiny little things that are smaller than proteins. But when they link together in a chain, they have a very intentional function. And when you ingest them, when you put them in your body's natural processes combine with the chain of peptides and magic happens. And so we've got this brand new product called FIT, and FIT is meant for women who want to prevent that muscle loss and want to preserve and maintain that strong muscle synthesis, which means that we're not breaking down the muscle. Every day, 2% of our muscle regenerates, and we need that healthy atmosphere in our body. And so I think that this Fit supplement is going to be fantastic for muscle recovery, for maintaining, even for those who aren't necessarily working out as much as maybe I do, lifting weights. For me, I think it's going to be a really great complement to my strength training, is also having this extra supplementation that's coming into my body and helping prevent the breakdown, the soreness, helping the recovery, helping to maintain and build that healthy protein in my body and my muscles. And so that's something that I think many of you might be interested in looking into. If you are, then just drop the word FIT below and I'll get you information on that new supplement. It's coming to market on November 4th, and I will be distributing it as one of the founding partners of this new company. Okay, moving on. We've got Karen. She wants to lose her middle. She wants to be flexible. She says, I eat healthy, I fast, I work out, I do 20,000 steps daily, and I lose nothing. And so again, there is a disconnect here. And I would say if you are doing that much activity, 20,000 steps a day is a lot, plus you're working out, that it sounds like fasting is a very bad idea. I don't believe in fasting, other than when you finish your food at night and you go to sleep and then you wake up and you eat again. That's why we call breakfast, break fast. But I would not be starving yourself, because that's what a fast is going to be for somebody who's getting as much activity as you are, Karen. So that could be the massive disconnect that's going on. You're not going to lose weight if your body keeps getting this signal that you're starving it, especially if you're getting so much activity. And that is the importance of matching your fitness with your nutrition, with your goals. Now, with regards to losing the middle, that could also be a big issue, is you might have more belly fat storing because of this fasting that you say you're doing, because when the blood sugar dips because you've fasted for too long and then it spikes, that sends cortisol into your body, which is a belly fat storage hormone. And so you might be just kind of doing the wrong things right now, thinking that you're being healthy and doing the right things. So we need to bring that all together. And that's the kind of thing that I do with my clients. We've got one more question here. We've got Wendy, who is having trouble staying motivated to exercise, which I did address already, Wendy. So go back and listen to what I said when I was talking to Kelly. And she's asking, how can I get rid of stubborn belly fat? Stubborn belly fat is going to be probably a matter of your diet, right? Number one, and eating properly. It's also going to be a matter of your stress. And like I just said, so that fasting is a stress to the body, because the body starts to freak out going, where's the food? Been too long. Where's the food? And it gets stressed out. And that is going to release cortisol. And so that, again, is all going to pull in the belly. And so we have to be careful of our sleep, right? If we don't get enough sleep, if we get poor sleep, that's going to be one of our big stressors. If we have a lot of mental stress, if we have physical stress, if we have environmental stress, if we have nutritional stress, if we have movement stress, way too much working out, we have to be careful. We have to make sure this is all in alignment. And these are all things that can be addressed in my Menopausal Metabolism Reboot, which I've also included the link for. It really helps you understand the effects of stress with women who are going through hormonal changes and how that all comes into play. And of course, like I just said, that can be from exercise, due to lack of exercise, too much food, not enough food, too many carbs, too much alcohol, not enough water, all the things. And of course, sleep, which I want to take a look. If you guys don't have something like, I know the what do you call that? The Apple Watch, those track your sleep. I also, my friends and I, it's funny how all three of us have Garmin watches. This says that my sleep was shorter than ideal last night, but I got plenty of deep sleep. I had a sleep score of 76. I was awake a few times. I think I went to the bathroom maybe once or twice. But I got almost 2 hours of deep core sleep last night, which is the most important for muscle recovery. The REM sleep was only 48 minutes, which I think is I'm best when I have about an hour and a half of REM sleep. That is the cognitive, the memories, the sharpness, the brain fog goes away. And it says I was awake for 23 minutes last night. So I was either had a lot going on in my head, or I had to pee, or my husband was in and out of bed. I know he got up and then I got up after him. So these are all things that affect sleep. It's really interesting when you start to track your sleep and know what's going on, and be able to kind of take information from that. How do I feel when I don't sleep as well? What is my body really needing? And so that's a good thing too. And if you're interested, if you're struggling with sleep, you can drop the word sleep below, and I can direct you towards a blog post on sleep. And I can also direct you towards my sleep mastery workshop that I had a professional sleep coach come in and help my clients on good, what she calls sleep hygiene and sleep drive, and creating that really good sleep for yourself. It was very interesting, and it got me super interested in what's going on in my sleep. So, all right, I'll leave you with that today. I hope this was informative. If it was, let me know below. And be sure to hop on next Wednesday for the next live Q&A. And please go ahead and register for tonight's webinar on conquering weight loss, the 5 pitfalls that ladies like you are falling into that are preventing your weight loss. You'll get lots more answers on that, okay? Have a great day. Bye.